your job, the adversaries know what's coming for them. And that's when they either step up and meet the fury of the American military or back down, and you create a whole bunch of options for America and the president with what he wants to execute on behalf of the American people. So right now, hey, Iran has a choice. Meet at the table with the president, give up their nuclear program. And as the president said, I'm lost on time, 2 days ago now, in the cabinet meeting, I'm sitting right next to him. He looks in the camera and says, well, Iran can either do it the right way, with a deal, across the table, or they can deal with my guy on the left. That happened to be me. But it's not me, it's you guys. It's what you're ready to do, it's what the
Alright, shalom, shalom. Before I begin, I'd like to start out by giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect that be in the house of David. Alright, today is March, I said March, forgive me, May the 30th. I'm trying to backtrack because y'all forgive me. May the 30th. Year 2026, the year of the apostate, the year of the sellout, the year of the agent, the year of Jacob's trouble. Jacob representing the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans through the seed of our fathers, were the Israelites. We were in captivity under the so-called self-proclaimed white nation, which they are not white, they are red. And according to the Bible, they're the Hebrew Edomites. Alright, the wicked the Bible speaks of, the adversary the Bible speaks of, the physical embodiment of Satan on this earth, the wicked and the devil. Alright, it's all you so-called self-proclaimed white people that go back to Esau. Alright, just to jump right into what I showed you in that little compilation. It opened up with these, the Marines, I think that's what they were, Marines. Alright, you had the Secretary of War. Alright, Captain Insano Pete, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much, you know, trying to pump them boys up, but the spirit of the American military is not what it used to be. Alright, the morale and just that old what's the word, that old line that they used to be, you know, that old force that they used to have, they're not really that anymore. Alright, these devils of today are more docile than anything. Alright, you know, it's just the mighty men of Babylon aren't what they used to be. Alright, the strong men of Babylon aren't what they used to be. Alright, so they're under a weak vibration right now. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna get destroyed over there in Yahweh Shaphat, you know, eventually. Alright, these devils, this American military is gonna have to go over there to the Middle East, which ain't the Middle East, it's the continent of Asia. But they're gonna have to go over there, alright, and that's where they're gonna be destroyed. This is Joel chapter 2 and verse 20. It says, but I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea, and his hinder part toward the uttermost sea, and his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. All right, because it's gonna be a lot of death taking place over there. All right, and when dead bodies are on the earth and they're not buried, it causes disease and just stink. All right, and that's what's gonna happen. Alright, to all you Americans who are in that military that go over to fight that Third World War, alright, you're not coming back. You're gonna die over there in that war. Alright, whether it be through the missiles of another nation, or the warfare of another nation, or you make it to the end when Yahweh Shah returns with the holy host of heaven. Alright, the chariots with him. Alright, and knock you out the sky. Alright, just know you're not coming back over here. Alright, you're going over there for a reason. Alright, and it's to be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? And you can see how weak this military has become. Also, alright, you got the military, the Marines, alright, fighting with Jake, All right. It used to be a time when the military was highly esteemed, you know. But now, you know, the regular American people look at the military like they just, you know, regular, specular Americans. All right, and that's a good thing, you know, because all hell breaks loose, you know, it's going to be a fight over here. Joel chapter 2 and 21, it says, "Fear not, O land, be glad and rejoice, for the Lord Yahweh Shai will do great things." All right, and he's doing great things on behalf of the elect. All right, I'm saying the world isn't going to consider the things that the Lord does great. They're going to hate them. All right, but we're going to rejoice in it. All right, because, you know, the destruction of this kingdom brings in our kingdom, you know, Yasharallah, the kingdom of heaven, which is going to take place on this earth. All right. And in that kingdom, you know, all you other nations, you're going into slavery. All right, let me get this in Jeremiah 51. All right, and you can read this whole thing because it's talking about destruction that's coming over here to Mystery Babylon, America, ruled by the daughter of Babylon, which is Esau. All right. You can start it at the top, but for me, I'm going to jump down to, let me see. I'm going to jump down to verse 20. Well, I start at 19. It says, "The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord Yahweh Shai of hosts is his name." All right, so the Lord only loves the Israelites. All right. Verse 20. "Thou," the thou represents the Israelites, "thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms." All right, now it's two ways you can look at that, because the Lord has two houses of Israel. You got the house of David, which is the elect, and you got the house of Saul. All right, this house of Saul is going to be a terror unto Egypt as well. All right, you know, these 2/3 niggas, they going to be out here tearing up shit, fighting you devils, and, you know, fucking you up, and you're going to be fucking them up too. All right, so they're going to be used as battle axes as well. But then you got the elect of Israel, all right, the house of David, who the Lord is going to get at spiritual power from on high to, who the Lord is going to have the angels in some cases manifest and defend those men. All right, the Lord is going to be working on the right-hand side with his elect, and he's going to be using the left-hand side, all right, to fuck you devils up too. The left hand being the house of Saul. All right, but they're going to get some W's off you Edomites. You Edomites get some W's off of them. All right. But when it comes to the house of David, all right, the house of David is going to be, as, you know what I'm saying, the Lord in that day. All right. The house of David, those that die on that side for the house of David, those are going to be, all right, the righteous, what they call them, martyrs for Yahweh Shai. And they're going to come right back with Yahweh Shai on the chariots when they come to make war with you devils. All right, in your militaries. All right. So again, verse 21, it say, "And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider." All right. Verse 22, with thee also will I break in pieces man and woman. And with thee will I break in pieces old and young. And with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. All right, so the Lord is letting you know, ain't nobody escaping. All right, old and young, you know what I'm saying, military or not. If you ain't of the elect, you're going to get broken. Verse 23, "I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock. And with thee will I break in pieces the husbandmen and his yoke of oxen, and with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers." All right, so your Secretary of Defense, all these high-ranking military officials and all of that shit, you know, hey, they better hope they don't run into, you know what I'm saying, the men of the Lord in that day. And in some cases, these 2/3, because, hey, man's goings are of the Lord. I can a man understand his own way. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. So the Lord will have a 2/3, all right, knock off one of these high-ranking military officials. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Verse 24, "And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Judea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord Yahweh Shai." All right, because over here, you know, again, this is only for the elect. All right, and then you got a lot of heathen nations over here, starting with Esau, but you know they hate Jacob. All right, and they show their hate toward Jacob in a various assortments of ways. You read Psalms 83, it tells you about, you know, how they came together to make sure that Jacob was no more. All right, the name of Israel was no more. All right, so the Lord is going to use that evil on them, that evil they had on us to destroy us. The Lord is going to put that evil on them. Verse 25, behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain. All right, Esau is that destroying mountain. You know what I'm saying? He's the leading nation on this earth. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. All right, so it says, behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroyed all the earth. And I will stretch out mine hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks and will make thee a burnt mountain. All right, so the Lord gonna use the ICBM missiles, all right, to burn down America, as well as the land of Israel. 200 million nuclear missile warheads are prophesied to rain down on America. All right, turn this bitch into a lake of fire. Verse 26, and they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundation, but thou shalt be desolate forever, said the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, because America is going to become a desert when the Lord destroys this place. The Lord is going to the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to beam up the elect before that terrible day. All right, those that are left are going to get melted right here, burned right here. You know what I'm saying? And this place is never going to be inhabited by mankind again. It's going to be a desert. All right. But before that happens, all right, Jacob's trouble is going to take place. All right. And it's going to be a great fight between Jacob and Esau again, as well as these heathens over here. All right. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, I'm going to jump down to verse 30. It says, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holes. Their mighty had failed because they became as women. They have burned their dwelling places. Her bars are broken. And when you seen that interview with that headset nigga, and he was talking to the United States military and shit, you seen he had, they got women in their military. All right, he tell them to go off and do this and do that and then shit. Nigga, you got women in your military. All right, just showing. All right, the American military ain't what it used to be. It's weak. All right, and a lot of them ain't gonna want to fight in the times we're coming into. All right, a lot of them gonna abandon post. You know what I'm saying? They gonna run off, or try to at least. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but the spirit of the Lord, when it comes to fighting Yahweh, when it comes to fighting Yahweh, shine the whole host of angels. All right, them devils they're going to want to run away from that, but the Lord ain't gonna let them. All right, the Lord gonna put the spirit on them devils and make them fight. All right. Let me see. Verse 31, it say, one post shall run to meet another, and one messenger to meet another, to show the king of Babylon that his city is taken at one end. All right, America's gonna be taken. Bet your ass on that. All right. Let's see. You can read all of this too. It jumps around, but we're dealing with the modern day Babylon, not ancient Babylon. Yeah, this is how you know America is going to become a desert. It says, and Babylon shall become heaps, a dwelling place for dragons, an astonishment, and an hissing without an inhabitant. All right, and this is how we know this is talking about America today. This ain't talking about ancient Babylon. Ancient Babylon is being inhabited at this point in time. All right, this is talking about it's like a new Babylon, mystery Babylon. All right, yeah, and it's a lot in here. You can go through it, but I was just jumping around. Let's see. All right, I read 53. Say, though Babylon shall mount up to heaven, And though she should fortify the height of her strength, yet from me shall spoilers come unto her, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. A sound of a cry cometh from Babylon, and great destruction from the land of the Chaldeans, because the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai has spoiled Babylon and destroyed out of her the great voice. When her waves do roar like great waters, a noise of their voice is uttered. Because the spoiler is come upon her, even upon Babylon, and her mighty men are taken. Every one of their bows is broken. For the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, power of recompenses, shall surely requite. All right, and the Lord is going to pay these devils back for the controversies of Zion. All right, let me see verse 57. And I will make drunk her princes and her wise men, her captains and her rulers and her mighty men, and they shall sleep a perpetual sleep and not wake, saith the King, whose name is the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai of hosts. Man, yeah. You're going to get that dirt nap, Esau. All right. The Lord said, going to give you a dirt nap, boy. Verse 58, thus saith the Lord of hosts. What did it say? The broad walls of Babylon. The broad walls of Babylon. That's boards. Like the broad walls of Babylon shall be utterly broken, and her high gates shall be burned with fire, and the people shall labor in vain, and the folk in the fire, and they shall be weary. All right. So, just saying, America's going out. Mystery Babylon is going out. All right, with flames. Okay. Jump down to 64. It say, and thou shalt say, thus shall Babylon sink, and not rise from the evil that I will bring upon her, and they shall be weary. Thus far are the words of Jeremiah. All right, and Jeremiah is back today. All right, Jeremiah is letting this message go out like he let it go out back then. All right, who's obtained the report? Only the elect can obtain it, and the rest were blinded. All right, how are you blinded? All right, Yahweh Shem Yahushai had the angels blind them. All right, you know what I'm saying? Because the Lord don't want to heal them. The Lord wants to destroy them. All right, talking about Israelites, because only Israel can obtain this. All right, you heathens, you're our inheritance. You don't matter. You're an extra in the movie. All right, to be a slave in the prequel of the movie, the sequel. All right, which is the kingdom of heaven. All right, we're only in this ain't the end of the movie right here. When America goes out, you can consider that just one part of the movie. All right, because Jacob's part of the movie comes up next. All right, and that's a never-ending movie. All right, and we're gonna be the stars. All right, starting with the elect. All right, the elect are the stars of this movie now. They're gonna be the stars of the movie to come. All right, so this is just something quicker to the point. All right, just got out of work. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to go in the crib right yet. I wanted to do a video. So Lord willing, this is edifying. Just showing the World War III drums are beating. All right, Esau's coming. All right, and Yahweh Shai is coming, and the mark of the beast is coming. So we're almost out of here. We just got to stay prayed up and keep our trust, hope, and faith and fear foremost in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and we'll be good. All right. All honor, glory, and praise go to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect, Kwam Yasharallah, and the Bible Ball, Shalom.